Well, hello, hello, my soul family. Are we here? Are we here? Like, are we on this planet? With the whole rapture thing, I thought, that someone would come take me or some shit like that. Give me all 1 second. I mean, I'm like, are we in this planet or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, hopefully we're in this planet. I don't know. With this whole rapture news. Miss Moses, why are you laughing? Well, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Like, are we in the rapture? Are we even still here? I don't know. How are you all doing tonight? Talk to me, somebody. Talk to me, somebody. How's everyone doing tonight? Are we good? Are we okay? How was your week or your weekend? I do want to know because my device is so far. My laptop is so far. I want to be able to. I want to be able to see your comments without me having to squint so much. So I'm trying to see if I can, if I can, um, if I can just hopefully get it from another angle. Maybe, hopefully I can get it from another angle. Okay, maybe. Maybe that'll be the case. Bendiciones, bendiciones, Santo. Blessings to you, my goddaughter, my soul sister, Melissa. You know, I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with a we in this world. There's something or someone come snatch me and take me to I don't know where the hell. So I just want to make sure that you know we're still here and we're still alive. You know what I mean? So I'm like, is the rapture on? What's going on? This is, and we're still here on this universe. Is the rapture happen? Is this even happening? I don't know. But anyway, let me stop screwing around. I really happy to be here. Ooh, I forgot to go live on TikTok. Oh, I'm gonna go live on TikTok. I can't do my cigar now. Anyway, um, ¿Cómo está la familia? How's my family doing? How's my IG family doing? How's my TikTok family doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. TikTok, how's my YouTube family doing? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to know how you all doing tonight. I want to know. Let me see. I think I can see my messages better on this screen over here, hopefully. Maybe. Anyway, um, do me a great favor, por favor. Share this live. Share it, share it, share it. Let others know that we are live tonight, that we are here in this moment and time. Um, so, yeah. My heart is good. I can't complain. Life could always be better. But I've learned to be grateful. I've learned to be grateful for what I have. I learned to be grateful for the small things, the big things. I'm just grateful. So, could life be better? Life could always be better. And anyone that you know what my broken record saying always is, don't ever put me in no damn pedestal. I don't want to be there. But I'll tell you this, whoever it is that you follow, whoever it is that you subscribe to, whoever it is that you look up to, whomever it is that you respect, whomever it is that you, whoever it is whose work you honor, whatever the case may be, um, I would say you have to always make sure that is someone that is not always saying that their life is perfect, that their life is the best, that their life is just free of everything and anything that you can think of from a negative standpoint, because that's bullshit. That's a whole lot of BS, a whole lot of baloney. So you have to make sure that the person that you're looking up to, the person that inspires you, the person that motivates you, but most importantly, the person that ushers you to becoming a better version of you is also a real human being, not someone that just puts a picture perfect persona out into the world. That's why I always tell, don't put me no damn pedestal. I mean, I'm not a saint. I haven't been canonized. You know, I don't want to be there. I don't want that responsibility. I'm not anyone's God. I am another imperfect human being just like you. Only difference is that I have a gift. I have a gift that God granted me with, Creator, Source, Mother Earth, Universe, Olodumare, and Sambi, Awasi. And I surrender to this gift to serve. I surrender to this gift to serve humanity, to give back to the universe, to be of service to the universe. Perfect, never was. I'm not there. I will never be. Not in this lifetime, at least. But I don't know. If the rapture come and takes me, I thought we weren't here. I thought we were in another dimension, another planet. I thought it was going to be I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was going to be like a vacuum type of light that was just going to suck me up into the sky, or in my case, the Earth maybe would have opened and the vacuum would have come from down and sucked me down. I don't know. But no, I guess we're still here. We still have to pay mortgage and light and car note and insurances and cell phones and put food on the table and eat and pee and shit in the whole 9 yards. So we're still here. And I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying, whew, the things one sees, the things one sees on social media. I tell you, it's interesting. Thank you, TikTok, for all those hearts. I really appreciate it. Keep tapping that screen so you can help me out with the algorithms. Do the same. Instagram, if you will, do the same. Earthita says, let me find your message over here because it's too far for me to see it over there. Earthita says, true. I tell people I experience Discord just like all of us, but being a state of gratitude, being in a state of gratitude is easier to deal with. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. Awesomeness. Let's invite some other soul family into tonight's live. Please share with family, friends, whomever. While we wait for others to join us, I will let me see some house announcements. Well, the yearly ancestral healing ceremony is already up and running. It's on my in the link in my bio. You can sign up for it. It will be Sunday, November the 2nd, which is the official day of El Día de los Fieles Difuntos. In English, is called All Souls Days, right? For many in other cultures, El Día de los Muertos, of the deceased. And it's a sacred day where the veil between heaven, I don't like to say heaven, the veil between this earthly realm that we're in and the other side is very thin, and we are able to elevate our ancestors. We are able to offer light. We're able to be in gratitude for their investment in us. So it's a great time. This is something that we do every year. This will be, I can't believe this will be the sixth annual ancestral healing ritual. It's been 6 years, okay, since I started this, and we're going to add it this year again. Um, right now, if you sign up right now, it's at a discounted early bird price. So make sure that you jump on it before it goes back up to its regular rate in about a couple of days or what have you. I'm going to give those of you, especially those of us, so many of you have been so consistent every year. I'm so proud of you. I am truly, truly proud of you. Many of you have been consistent every single year with the ancestral healing ritual. I actually have quite a few people that have done it every single year. So I hope you join us again this year. All the information that you need to know about the ancestral healing ritual, it's on my in the link in my bio. If you are on Instagram, the link is in my bio. It's the first one. Click the link, and it's the first tab, and you can sign up. Again, it is currently at a discounted rate for the early birds before it goes up to its regular rate. Okay. I will be coming on live, spirit willing, God willing, to speak more about it. But definitely, I do pray that you join us this year. Um, it's something that, and for example, sometimes I get the question of, if I did it last year, or if I already done it in the past, do I need to do it again? Most definitely. Should you do it again? Most definitely. Why? Because every year of our life is not the same, right? Who you were at 22 is not who you are at 25. Who you are at 25 is not who you are at 30. Who you are at 30 is not who you are at 31, and so on and so on and so on. So definitely life changes. As our life changes, we have different needs, different concerns, different things to overcome, different battles, different conflicts, etc., different goals, different visions, different purpose sometimes even. So definitely, it is a great thing for you to participate every year, uh, um, for you to be able to connect, for you to be able to release, elevate, uplift. It serve all those purposes and more, and I will be talking more about it um, in days to come. But there is a lot of information that I already have there. If you click the link in my bio and you go to that particular ancestral elevation healing ritual page, you'll see a whole lot. It's any it's most likely that any question that you might have about it, it's already answered there if you go to the link in my bio. I will have it in the description box. I'll have the link in the description box later on after we're done for my YouTube family and for my TikTok. I got to find out a way for us to. I'm going to find a way for me to add. I'm since I'm still not 100 familiar with TikTok, I will I will see if there's a way I can add the link on TikTok, or if I redirect it. I don't know. I have no idea. But if you, those of you that are on TikTok, if you are on Instagram, just go to my Instagram page, click the link in my bio, and you will see it there in the first tab. Again, it's an early bird at an early bird rate right now, a discounted rate right now for the early birds. So jump on it while you can. There are payment options. There's a whole bunch of different things for you to be able. And come on, it's not even expensive. It's $222. Well, it'll go up to 222. Right now, it's 177. So it's not expensive at all. Add up what you spend on Starbucks for the whole month, and that's why you probably spend more on that. So that being said, I do pray that you join us this year. There's much to release. There's much to upgrade. There's much to uplift. There are still contracts that we need to rewrite, that we need to, flip the page on, so that we're not stuck in the same dimension, doing the same thing, having the same results, having the same experiences, the same conflicts, the same situations. And if you already consciously know that your life is stuck in a hamster's wheel, then that's your answer right there of why you should join us this year in this year's ancestral elevation healing ritual. You should be there. You should be there. Why not? For some people, it's much more difficult to cut certain cords because they are so ingrained, they're so rooted, they're so deeply, deeply buried in your DNA, the ancestral vibrations that keep resurfacing in your life, whether it's in your love life, whether it's in your health, in your physical body, whether it's mental health, even whether it's in your finances or what have you, your relationships, dynamic with family, etc., etc. There are repeated patterns that keep your life, quote unquote, under attack. And you are the one that holds the baton. You are the one that holds the power to be able to do anything and everything within your reach, within your conscious power to be able to cut those cords. And it's not impossible. Sometimes it's just a little more difficult than you would like for it to be. Okay. So for this reason and many more, which I will be speaking about in days to come, you should definitely join this year's ancestral elevation healing ceremony. Okay. So click the link in my bio, go to the first tab, sign up with a discounted rate while you can before it goes up. Share with your friends, share with your family, share with those people that also know need it. You are connected to someone, family, a friend, a coworker that needs this kind of support in this time in their life. So feel free to share, feel free to bring someone on board. And that's that. Okay. Other than that, let me see. There are other house announcement. Earthita says, most powerful experience I had. If you haven't, you must do it. Thank you, Earthita. Thank you for that live testimonial, basically. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I was thinking, Miss Moses says, I was thinking about it the other day. Well, there you have it, beloved. You make sure to join us this year. Okay. Okay. Let's roll the dice. Let's get this show started. TikTok, keep tapping that screen. Thank you for your support with these algorithms. IG, I would appreciate it as well. Okay, so what do I have for you today? What do I have for you today? I want to say, where's my I want you to write in the chat. I want you to write in the chat grief. Oh, Black Jesus, help me. I want you to write in the chat grief. You could also write the need to grieve. The need to grieve. Write it in the chat. The need to grieve. The need to grieve. Woo. I was setting up, this past weekend. I haven't shared so much on Instagram. It's not even funny. I haven't shared a whole lot because I've been so busy. I still haven't shared all the pictures from my trip to Maryland. I haven't shared any info and information. This past weekend, I had another. Most of you that have been following me for a long time, that September is a loaded month for me because all of my anniversaries are in September. I was born on September 3rd, which I'm still, believe it or not, if you sent me a message, I did not ignore you. I am actually still replying back to birthday messages. I swear, I still am. But I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I felt so special this year. I was remembered by so many of you, and that was really significant for me. A lot of private messages, DMs, and that meant the world to me. Believe it or not, it did not go by unnoticed. It was definitely appreciated, and it continues to be appreciated deeply. So my natal birthday is on September 3rd. This past Friday, the 19th of September, was a day in which I got initiated into one of my Afro-Cuban traditions, and it's something that I have celebrated every year. It's something that I have always honored every single year for many years now. And once again, we did it, and it was a much more intimate gathering than usual. I usually go really big with my anniversary of this particular initiation that goes down on the 19th of September. Um, but this year was much more intimate. It's still all, my godchildren came over. I mean, godchild children that came from out of town, from Texas, et cetera, et cetera. So it was still, a gathering, but it was much more intimate than usual, for many reasons. Um, and then this Friday, the 26th, is my anniversary of another initiation, uh, um, of my Afro-Cuban initiation. So the 19th of September was my anniversary from being initiated into what we call Palo Mayombe. And then this Friday is my anniversary of being initiated to the Orisha Chango, and the Orisha path. So all my celebrations are in September. So because of that, and multitasking and what have you, I just haven't had time to really share um, those pictures or videos or whatever with you. I had an amazing, 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 superb. I mean, I cannot even begin to explain to you what kind of an amazing time I had in my latest trip to Maryland, in which I got the opportunity to share sacred, intimate space with the great in my book, the great in my book, the one and only in my book, the Queen of Queens, in my book, the Mother of Mothers, in my book, the ELVs, Reverend Doctor Iyanla Benzant. I am so thankful to Olodumare. I am so thankful to God, to Creator, to Source, to Mother Earth, to Universe, to everything that I am connected to, for having gifted me the opportunity to share sacred space with someone that I so highly respect and love in so many different ways. It was just phenomenal. That's all I can say. It was just phenomenal. It was just phenomenal. And what made it much what made it great is not, you see, you would think, for those of you that don't can't open your mind, as I would hope you would think that it's because, oh, a person that's in celebrity status. Those that know me in my personal, in my intimate circle, my godchildren, people that have been with me for a long time, know me that they know I'm not starstruck. I'm not, because I know, in the line of work that I do, that I've been doing for 30 years, you know, I know that at the end of the day, everyone is human. All those people that feel like you're going to faint if you see them, and your favorite singer and your favorite actor or actress or was celebrity, whatever, at the end of the day, they are also human, just like you, just like me. Um, but because of the calling, what they've been called to do on this earth, have placed them in your living room, through TV, through social media, through the internet, through because they are a public figure. Um, but they're a human they're as human as you are at the end of the day. So it's not because she is a someone that is a public figure, someone that is considered a celebrity. It has nothing to do with that. It has much more to do with the fact, the unrefutable fact, that she is as authentic and natural and true as you see her from afar, on a show, on TV, on YouTube, wherever it is that you have access to her, as she is in person. That's where a lot of things differ with a lot of people that you all, feel like you're gonna faint if it was to stand in front of you. Some of them are not real. Some of them are not. They carry themselves in a way for the job that they're supposed to execute. But if you were to really see them in real life on their day to day, you would probably be greatly, greatly, greatly disappointed. Sadly said. In this particular case, not. In this particular case, not. You know, Miss Iyanla Van Zandt, Dr. Iyanla Van Zandt, Reverend Iyanla Van Zandt. Uh, she's a natural human being in front of the camera and outside of the camera. Natural as you can be. Anyway, I digress. Um, the need to grieve. I want you to write that in the chat. The need to grieve. To grieve, if you're joining us now. The need to grieve. What do we have to say about the need to grieve? As I was setting up, as you can see, my whole scenery here is a little different. As I was setting up and listening to my music and what have you, and smoking my cigar and speaking to, connecting with spirit in my mind as I usually do, etc., etc., etc. Spirit talked to me about grief, and uh, uh, all of us, for the most part, know what grief is, right? When we've suffered a loss, when we've suffered pain as a result of a loss, we experience grief. But from a metaphysical, from a spiritual perspective, and through my spiritual understanding as to how I received this message, Spirit spoke to me about the need to grieve, to grieve, the need to grieve. I sat with it for a few minutes in my mind. And it dawned on me. It dawned on me that so many of you, and again, I had to go back in my mind. When I receive a message, I always try to connect it to something that I have personally experienced, and or things that I have experienced through the life of the many people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, whether it's my godchildren, family, friends, my clients, etc., etc. And then I had to, yep, I've seen this over and 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 over again in my private sessions, in which, little do you know, that much of what is possibly creating discomfort, discord, disconnect, upheaval in your life, whether in your marriage, in your relationships, in your platonic relationships, in your workplace, in your business, in your community, with your coworkers, you name it. Much of what's contributing to the upheaval, the discord, the upsets, is because there is a need to grieve. Woo! I know that doesn't make sense to you right now. Let me unpack this if I can. I want to be able to unpack this as much as possible and as deeply as Spirit gave it to me so I can really do Spirit justice. There is a need in your life for whomever this message is for. There is a need in your life to grieve. To grieve. There is a need in your life to grieve. Many of you, unbeknownst to your higher self, your conscious mind, I mean, unbeknownst to your conscious mind, you have not grieved. And because you have not been able to fully grieve, you're either stuck in a loop, you are in a cycle, in a repetitive cycle in your life that keeps repeating itself over and over and over and over and over again. You are reliving old experiences with new people. This is the typical situation in which you find yourself upset with life and even upset with yourself because you don't understand how it is that you fell into the same kind of romantic relationship when you swore and you promised yourself that you would never allow yourself to X, Y, and Z. But here you are in a similar or in the same predicament as you were years ago, months ago, but with a new person. The people changed. The people and scenario changed. The malady did not change. The conflict did not change. Got to think about that for a minute. It did not change. Why is it that it did not change? Well, this is where Spirit comes and tells us because you have yet to grieve. What do you mean grieve? I don't know. I haven't lost anybody. How? Who do you think? Actually, I will pose it as a question. Who can tell me what it is that you are unknowingly grieving, or you are knowingly are supposed to grieve, but you haven't gotten that download yet? What is it that you think, TikTok? What is it that you think, YouTube? What is it that you think, Instagram, that you're supposed to grieve? Anybody? Anybody? My relationships. Okay. Okay. Work environments. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Do tell. What else? My childhood. Okay. What else? ¿Qué más? Experiences you never got to have. People you'll never have again. Okay. Vamos para allá. Vamos para allá. You're onto something there. Midnight Cowboy on YouTube says, miss my ex, the loss of my breakup, and I just lost my part-time job I had for 3 years. I loved. I'm sorry to hear that, beloved, but I always know that when something gets taken away, it's because something better is ahead. Believe it or not. Old patterns, okay? Attracting partners that need healing. Okay? The way I thought it was going to turn out, Sandra. Tu estás en algo? You're on something there, Sandra. Let me see here because the messages were there going too fast. Collective grief, the atrocities happening on the planet. Meanwhile, everyone is expected to go on with business as usual. Experiences you never got to have. Okay, my Charles had it said, I said, Oh, thank you, Sandra. I just saw your happy belated message. Okay. The parents I thought I should have had. Mm, that's deep. Who I thought I was going to be too. There you go. Where I thought I was going to be by now. There you go. I agree a lot. All of the above. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Experiences, expectations of parents. Que más, que más, que más. Expectations, experiences of version of self. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Family relationship or relationships. Uh-huh. Okay. But what happens when you feel like you live in grief? That's a different scenario. The old version of myself, the need to grieve, all of the above. How I thought this would all feel as the adult. All right. Perfecto mundo. Um, yes to everything. Yes to everything. There's never a wrong answer, by the way. We're not here about me being right and you being wrong. There's never a wrong answer. But let me tell you this, how I interpreted this download. It came to me in a manner in which I believe the universe tells us the predicaments you are in right now is a direct result of your inability to grieve. And what Spirit specifically is referring to in terms of the grief that Spirit is alluding to is the person you thought you should have become. Hear me out. The person you thought you should have become had you not gotten a divorce, had you not gotten prematurely pregnant, had you not had that major loss when you were 11, had you not been molested, had you not been raped, had you not been abandoned at the orphanage, not knowing who who you come from and who gave birth to you, you have not grieved fully, at least, the person you thought you would become. The person you thought you would become, you could have become, had you not experienced X, Y, and Z. Are you following me? Are you following me? You never sat with yourself. You never sat with yourself to fully grieve the person you could have become had you not experienced whatever it is that you went through. The person you could have been had you not married the person that you ended up marrying, had you not fallen in love with the person that you end up falling in love, who stole a lot from you, who stole your virginity, or who stole your innocence, or who stole your desire to live fully, to live exponentially, to live with as best as you could. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Who would you have been had you not been forced to go to medical school because that's what your father expected of you. And had you not gone to medical school, he was going to basically disinherit you, disown you. Who would you have become? Who would you had become if you had not been emotionally manipulated by your mother to be responsible over your siblings who fail to take responsibility over themselves? Who would you had become? Where would you be right now? Whom would you be with? What would you be doing? Had you not been emotionally manipulated to do what you did or keep doing, who would you have become? Who would you be today had you not lost someone so significant in your life? Because at the moment that you buried that person, parts of you were buried with that person as well. Who would you have become? Who would you have become? Who would you be? Who would you be if your inner child had not been trained to feel abandoned? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? I see all the hearts here and the hundreds and the fires on Instagram, so I assume this is resonating. Because in your head, mourning, this is a big one. This is a big one that came to me. Buckle up. Buckle up. Sit tight, buckle up. And take a sip. Further into this thought, deeper into this download, Spirit shares with us. I am Artita says, oh. The problem with this particular kind of lack of grief that I'm referring to is that in your head, somehow, in some capacity, in your head, you have concocted an idea, a belief that mourning, mourning your previous life. Are you ready for this? 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 En el nombre de Dios. In the name of the baby black Jesus. Come on, TikTok. Tap that screen. Tap, 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 tap that screen. Are you ready for this? Somehow in your mind, this is not about being right. This is not about being wrong. But somehow in your mind, your subconscious mind, your inner child that manipulates your day-to-day life has led you to believe or has convinced you that if you allow yourself to mourn that who you could have been, the ideas you had, the vision you had, the goals you had, your wishes that you had, all the things on your wish list, had you been able to achieve those things, if it wasn't for the interruptions that stood in the way of it, somewhere in the back of your mind, you believe in your head that mourning your previous life or what it could have been is almost like secretly feels like you are dishonoring your current life. Come on now, somebody. Somewhere in your mind, you have led yourself to believe that if you were to mourn the life you had pre-pregnancy, pre the wrong marriage, pre the wrong place, the wrong people, the wrong experiences. It's almost like as if you are, oh, I'm getting chills. Woo! It's almost as if you are dishonoring, betraying the reality that you're living now, in this moment. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with anyone? Because we have to be cautious. We got to be cautious. In the story that we live in mentally and emotionally, the story that we live in mentally and emotionally will manipulate, will control your life. So this story, and I'll say it again because I really need this to stick. Society, or your upbringing, your training, or your conditioning, fill in the word that best resonates with you, leads you to believe that if you were to mourn the life you had before, pre-accident, that hurt your leg and now you have a scar. If you were to mourn the life you had before you had the hysterectomy, before the breast cancer, before being a mama, being a daddy, being a wife, being a husband, if you were to mourn that life you had before, something in you makes you feel like you are dishonoring and betraying the life you have now. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So it kind of feels like a it kind of feels like it's a sense of betrayal that has you on the fence. I could have been X, Y, and Z had I not married this person. But if I mourn that, then I am not loyal, or I am not appreciative, or I am not, basically I am betraying what I do have. Because let it be known, it's not always the typical scenario of the person that you married who was the abuser, who was the habitual cheater, who was the No, we're not talking about that alone. That's included, but it's not just that. It's the fact that you perhaps married the person that you thought was best for you, even though you were truly in love with someone else, but that someone else, for whatever reasons, it could be a whole number of reasons, it didn't happen. So you went to the next person. The next person is the person that you ended up marrying, the person that you end up having children with. And the person's a good person. Let's change up the script. It's a good person. It's a good person. Oh, but it's a good person that you're not fully invested in. It's a good person that you have not put all your 10 toes into. It's a good person that you have not fully opened up yourself to completely, fully open yourself up to completely. because you're still marinating in the idea of what would have been had you really married the person that your heart belonged to at first. But you're stuck in that fence because you don't want to mourn that. You don't want to mourn what was a lost, because then that would feel to you, in this specific kind of scenario, that would feel to you that you're disrespecting, dishonoring, not appreciative of your present. Let's change it up. If you were to allow yourself to mourn the life you had prior to getting pregnant, it's almost as if you don't, I'm not saying it is, this is what your brain is telling you though. It's almost as if you do not appreciate the beautiful, wonderful child that you do have. It makes you feel disloyal. It makes you feel a sense of betrayal, because you have a beautiful, beautiful child that you do love. But if you were to mourn what you had before the child came, it would make you feel like you're not a good person, like you're not a good mama, or you're not a good daddy, or you're not a good human being. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Is this making sense to you? Yes. Yes. Changing the past would alter the present. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So, there's a third part to that. The need to grieve, part one. I don't allow myself to grieve because I don't want to feel like I am ungrateful for the things that I do have, part two. Oh, baby, but there's a part three. Who wants to hear it? Who wants to hear part three of this? Diana Marie on YouTube says, I felt that. Who wants to hear part three? All ears. All ears over here too. And on YouTube too. All right. Part three would be, part three is, unbeknownst to you, unconsciously speaking, you live every day. You live every day. This gives me goosebumps, and for some reason, it makes me emotional. And I know it ain't about me. So I must have just right now, and as I'm about to say what I'm about to say, I must have picked up. I'm channeling someone's feelings or emotions right now. Whoever you are, I understand you and I validate you. The third component, the third ingredient, the third sauce to this download is that, unbeknownst to you, you're still there waiting. And what it is that you're waiting for, you are waiting for the old you to show up. You did not know that you are so angry with a partner that wants to give you everything, and you don't even know why you're such a bitch. And it's because you're still waiting for the old you to show up. You're waiting for the old you to come rescue you. You're waiting for the old you to come rescue you. You're waiting for the old you to show up in your life. The old you being the person that you were prior to the choices you made. And there's anger. There is anger that she's not coming or he's not coming. There's anger. There is hidden anger that she is nowhere to be found. Miss Myra Cruz says, it's me you're picking up on. Much love to you, beloved. Miss Sandra says, yes, I am. It has not dawned on you fully the fact that you're there secretly waiting for her to show up. The one you were before the breakup, before the breakdown, before the loss, before the pregnancy, before the marriage, before the wrong job, whatever it is. You're still waiting for that one that was enthusiastic and excited, you name it. You're still waiting for her to show up. And she's nowhere to be found. And I need this to really sink. I really need this to sink. Because there is a deep, in my opinion, in my spiritual opinion, a deep revelation in this download tonight for us this week. I need you to understand how detrimental. I need you to understand how hurtful this current style of life is to you. And it's even threatening. Because you miss who you used to be. Because you miss who you could have been. Because you're still waiting for her or him to show up. Who is her? Who is him? The version of you that you were before the breakup, before the wrong marriage, before the good marriage. This is a good marriage, but it's saying the one you envisioned had you married the person that you were really in love with, before the pregnancy, before the abortion, before whatever the case may be. This is part number 4. I need you to understand. I need you, TikTok, to understand. You, YouTube, Instagram, my soul family. I need you to understand that when we consistently or when we continually wake up to the version of us that we could have been, that I could have been this, I could have been that, I could have been an artist and or singer or an actress or whatever, had my mom not forced me to go to medical school or law school or what have you, because my parents came from the era where they thought that dedicating your life as a woman, dedicating your life to the arts was a low life, was for the people that were just too loose and to this and to that. The fact that you keep continuing to wake up to the version of you that you could have been, guess what it does to you, baby? You also walk around with a hidden sentiment of I am not good enough. You also live every day with the sentiment, with the hidden sentiment of I am not good enough. Because I couldn't become what I thought I could have been, what I know I should have been, but this is who I am now. And who I am now does not meet the standards of the version of me prior to this. And that version of me prior to this, which I wake up to every day, secretly makes me feel that I am not good enough, even though I give my all to what I have now. I give my all to the current relationship. I give my all to the current job. I give my all to the family that I have now, but I still don't feel good enough. I don't know about you. This may not mean anything to you, but baby, when I got this download, it was like, are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So, what is the invitation? What is the homework? The homework is give yourself permission to grieve. Give yourself permission to grieve. That's a very important question Crazy AV is asking right now. How do I trust the new self I am building? Again, when you all ask me a question, I can only answer from a very limited place because I don't know you. I don't know your ins and outs. I don't know the history, right? I have little, very little. Actually, I have no information to go on by to be able to respond to your question. But this is what I can best offer to you in this moment. When you ask, how do I trust the new self I am building? I see different parts to this. Number one, in order for you to truly build a new self, you have to let go of the old one. You have to let go of the old one that you thought you would be, the old version of you. You have to release the old version of you. You have to let her go. And the next part to that is, in order for you to trust who you are becoming, number one, you need to lay a new foundation because the truth of the fact is, if you have not released the old version of you, then how truthful have you been in rebuilding yourself? How truthful have you really been with this so called new version of you that you're building? You can't. You have not. Not intentionally, but you haven't. You can't give 100 to two different versions of you at the same time. You can't. So, in order for you to trust the new self you are attempting to build, you have to release the old you. You have to release the expectations of the old version of you. And then rebuilding trust with self has to come from a place of allowing yourself to make mistakes, allowing yourself to know that it ain't always going to be perfect, giving yourself room to understand who you are at this new level. Because who you are at this new level, guess what? You might discover that the things the old version of you liked, this new version of you doesn't like. The people that she liked back then, way then, before this new reality, may not be the same people that she wants to hang around with in this current new reality. And it is okay. And what I mean by it is okay, it means that you don't have to justify it. You don't have to excuse it. You don't have to, make up a story as to why you need to do it. You don't have to convince anyone about it. It is just something that is, and that's it. Growth cannot truthfully take place when we fail to leave room for mistakes. That's a whole different class right there. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. But I will tell you, growth cannot take place when we don't give ourselves room to make mistakes, because we have a false understanding of what growth is. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? We have a false understanding. We have a false understanding of what growth is, because we want to build growth based on perfection. We want to build growth based on what he will say about me, what she will think about me, how that group will accept me, how this space will view me. And that's not true growth. That is not true growth. Growth truthfully comes. Growth shows up when you are willing to accept that there will be people that will not see eye to eye with you. Growth will truly show up when you allow yourself the freedom to accept that you will be disliked, that you will be challenged. Growth really takes place when you are willing to accept that you will experience betrayal again. You ain't ready for that. You ain't ready for that. You're not 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 ready for that. Because we have a very superficial understanding of what betrayal is. But when we look at betrayal from a spiritual perspective, from a metaphysical perspective, it just changes the world. I don't look at betrayal anymore the same way I used to look at it 20 years ago. Because guess what? Newsflash. Are you ready for this one? It is impossible to grow without feeling betrayed. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out before you pass judgment. It is impossible to grow without you betraying. What? I ain't going to go there right now. Very briefly, growth is not stagnant. Growth doesn't sit in one place. Growth cannot be boxed. Growth is continual. So wherever you are growing to in this moment, when you have been able to truly learn the lessons of that level of growth, then you will be invited by life, ushered by life into the next level of growth. And guess what? Whomever was present at this previous level of growth, whomever you were intertwined with, connected with, mingling with, loving, whatever, at that level, they all may not understand your next level of growth, and they will feel betrayed by you. Okay? And when they refuse to go on with you on your journey, your growth journey, you will feel betrayed by them. How does that sit with you? How does that resonate with your spirit? Talk to me, IG. Talk to me, YouTube. Talk to me, TikTok. Talk to me. Does this make sense to you? It's heavy. And because this is so heavy and so deep, not everyone is currently, I am not saying ever, but not every one of us is currently capable of really ingesting this download. Not everyone is capable of. Which is why you will revert back to the old version of you, even though growth is knocking on the door and you're rejecting it because you want mama to accept it. You want daddy to accept it. You want your best friend to see it. You want, no. Whew. I am overextending this intro more than I would like. I will tell you a brief, very brief story. I lived in, oh my God. Ay, ay, ay. How many of my godchildren are online right now? Raise your hand. How many of my godchildren are online right now? IG, YouTube, TikTok. So, if we really digest this understanding of growth that I just shared with you, how many of us don't even know, or we're not even aware that we can grow without a certain level of betrayal being present. It reminds me of a personal experience. I lived in Miami for 30 years. I built a huge community in Miami. 30 years is a long damn time. Long time. I built community. I built a name. Um, Very well known within my Afro-Cuban community. So when in my personal spiritual practice, Oricha, because we don't do anything without Oricha's blessing. When Oricha said, it's time to move on, it's time to explore other horizons. And I was adamant. I was adamant. I was adamant because Miami is all I knew. And I had my people. And I felt good. And at that particular time, I was still working for the public defender's office. And, I was still 1,000% active in my Afro-Cuban spiritual community, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I did not want to go. But if there's something about me, is that I am definitely obedient to the prescription spirit and or Oricha gives me. And when I up and left, And mind you, I because I knew it was going to be so hard and so difficult on so many people. It literally broke hearts. I'm not trying to say, trust me, this is not ego talk. I'm really channeling energy here. Um, it really broke a lot of people's heart. And my last week in Miami, Florida, we had a gathering and all my godchildren got together and we had a feast, and we did like a potluck type style of the gathering, and we laughed and we joked, and we ate, and we broke bread, and there was a lot of tears, a lot of tears, a lot, a lot of tears, like river running tears. And everyone swearing and promising, and you know we could never forget you, and we could never this, and we could never that, and yada 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 yada. Well, let me tell you something. I cannot begin to tell you. I cannot begin to tell you how many of people that were very close to me, because my journey was expanding and pushing me elsewhere. Though the love was there, I cannot even begin to tell you how many of them felt betrayed. And the betrayal comes not from me actually literally betraying them, but their sense of abandonment made them feel betrayed. Do you follow me? Do you follow me? And people whom I was really like this with, over time, it kind of started to break apart. And needless to say, needless to say, many of them still to this day, we're still like this. So what's the lesson? The lesson is I'm getting chills with what I'm about to say. Some will continue to grow with you, and some will continue to grow without you. It's a choice. It's a choice. And however, second lesson is, however it turns out, my growth could not stop. I could not, or better yet, I chose to not stand in the way of my growth based on how it was prescribed to me in my journey, because I didn't want to break people's hearts. I will take the pain. I will take the discomfort. I will sit in it. I will give myself permission to mourn it while also simultaneously giving myself permission to continue to grow, but through the eyes of that higher self. Because we all have a higher self. The problem is, not all of us are subscribing to our higher self. That's where the lessons come in. That's where the lessons come in. So, I really hope and I pray that in me sharing this personal experience with you, that it provokes you to sit with yourself. I pray that it offers you an invitation to reflect, an invitation to ponder and ask yourself, I might have not acted correctly when I allowed my emotions to sit behind the wheel in that previous experience, in that previous situation, etc., etc., etc. Are you picking up what Spirit's laying down? Someone talk to me. TikTok, YouTube, IG, are you there? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Say something, say something, say something. Is this resonating? Does this make sense to you? Was this download tonight, this intro, this overextended, long as hell intro, valuable to you? Because if not, let me tell you something, and I'm going to be as transparent as I know how to be, because I don't know how to be any other way. If we are not little by little, week by week, month by month growing, then all you are doing is intaking information, but you're not digesting it. And if you're not digesting it, you can't put it into practice. And that which you fail to put into practice stands in the way of your growth. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So thank you for posing that question, because that is a big question, Crazy AV. When you ask, how do I trust the new self I am building? And it really starts there. You can't trust what you're building, this new version that you claim you're building, if you have not fully released the old version of you. We can't, I want to grow, I want to grow. Everybody says, well, I want to grow, I want to grow, I want to grow. I'm trying to grow, I'm growing. Are you really growing? Because if you are really growing, but you're still sitting on old sentiments, you're not growing, baby. Growth can only take place, as I said earlier, when you are fully willing to release the old version of yourself. But the biggest lesson tonight for us is Spirit, the divine universe, Mother Earth, brings to our awareness how, from a spiritual, from a metaphysical standpoint, you can't really, and I know this blew your mind, because it blew my mind many years ago when I fell into this revelation. You can't experience growth without betrayal. When you ask, how can I trust this new version of myself? Well, again, that trust could be misguided, because in order for you to really trust the new version of you, and I'll repeat it again so it sticks, I need this to really stick, you need to allow yourself room for mistakes. You can't grow if you don't not allow room for mistakes. Some of us want to grow with a certain level of perfection attached to it. It can't happen that way. And growth cannot happen without betrayal. And I know that part blew your mind because you have a different understanding of betrayal than I do from a spiritual perspective. But I think spirit allowed me to break it down as best as I could, because betrayal, it goes hand in hand. And this is perhaps a great conversation for this season that we're in right now, in this Libra season that we're in right now, that we have just initiated into. This is this particular season wanting us to really find our inner balance. Our inner balance. But such called inner balance, not this superficial bullshit that you all get fed, to these social media streets. Not this superficial Google definition of what balance is. No, balance also comes with its sacrifices. Balance, the balance that Libra season is calling us to embrace, is a type of balance that says, in order for you to continue birthing the better version of you, the balance is accepting your darkness. It's accepting your flaws. It's acknowledging the areas that you still need to work on while still doing the work to grow, to achieve better and greater things. Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense to you? And I always say this, and I share it with you tonight. Each opportunity you have for growth, I want you to always do your best to ask yourself, who am I bringing along? Who am I bringing along? Because if I am self-aware, honest, and transparent with myself as to whom I am bringing along on my growth journey, then that already tells me the kind of work I need to do. If you are bringing along into your growth journey mama's expectation, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're bringing along the need to prove a point to someone from your past, you already did yourself a disservice. Who are you bringing along into your growth journey? And in order for you to recognize and acknowledge who you're bringing along, also pay attention to your self-negative talk. Because 10 times out of 10, your negative self-talk will reveal to you the kind of work you need to do. Does that make sense to you? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? That was an overextended intro for tonight. Let's see what the opening oracle card is. Let's see what the opening oracle card is very briefly. And then we're going to start off with the air signs, since we are in Libra season now. I'm going to start with the air signs, which is Gemini, good old Geminis, Libra, and Aquarius. But let's see what the opening oracle card is for this evening. And I'm not going to take too long because I took way too long with our intro tonight. If you're joining us now, I pray that you later on, when I share this live, go back and listen to this from the beginning, because the meat, the sauce, listen, the sides are in that intro. Trust and believe. So let's see what the opening oracle card is. Vamos a ver. This particular deck says third eye blind, ignoring intuition and self-doubt. Listen, I can't make up this shit. I can make this up. I can make it up. Third eye blind, ignoring intuition, self-doubt. So, what is it telling us this week? Third eye blind. At a very young age, the world begins to unravel our belief in our innate instincts and stifle our voice. By the time we are adults, we have not only lost our childlike curiosity, but our ability to trust ourselves. Lord, black Jesus, I tell you, I couldn't make this shit up even if I wanted to. Isn't this resonating with tonight's message? Excuse me. I hope I'm not coming down with some bullshit. So, this is especially true when our instincts contradict what's considered acceptable by society, our peers, and our parents. The older we get, the further separated we become from our spirit, and ultimately spend the rest of our lives seeking answers and validation outside of ourselves. When third eye blind comes up in a reading, it encourages us to acknowledge that deeper truth that has been buried deep within us by fear and doubt for so long. The situation at hand has culminated from ignoring the shouts and screams from our divine inner guidance. We must step out of our denial and step into our truth. Now is the time to re-engage with ourselves on a profound level and practice speaking from our soul. It is time to stop stifling that inner voice and remove the blindfold and embrace our third eye vision. Hello. Hello, somebody. Does this make sense to you or what? Was that a confirmation of our what? 1 hour and 30-minute discussion? Thank you, Amoret. COC. ¿Verdad que sí? Spirit makes no mistake. Spirit makes no mistake. Briefly, I'm not going to prolong this. I'm not. If that first hour and a half didn't mean anything to you, then nothing else that comes out of my mouth is going to mean anything to you. Okay? So let's see. Let's open up with the air signs. That would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Happy solar return to the Librans. If you celebrate a birthday this week, if you celebrate a birthday next week, I wish you nothing but the best, and may your life evolve into how the creator of your understanding sees it fit for you. Okay. Let's see. As I shuffle here, I remind you, especially those of you that really, this would be a good one, but no, I don't like when they pop out. I know a lot of people do allow the ones that pop out to read, but I like to use it. As I shuffle here, especially if you just joined us right now, this year's ancestral healing elevation is already up and running. You can find that link in my bio on Instagram. Click the link in my bio, go to the first tab, ancestral healing elevation healing, and you'll find it there. All the information you need to know about this year's ancestral elevation healing ceremony is on. Oh no, forget it. I gotta read it now. It came up the second time. It's like, oh, you don't want to read me? I'm gonna make you read me. So, for the air signs, I can't believe this shit. It blew up twice. We got that 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. It ain't funny to you, but it's funny to me when these things happen. It's just funny to me. Funny to me. Ay. All right. The 9 of Pentacles shows up for the air signs. What's needed, and we just left Virgo season, right? My season. We just left Virgo seasons, and there's a Virgo vibration in this particular card. And it calls for discipline. So this is what I'm going to tell you for you Librans, for you Gemians, for you Aquarians. This is what I'm going to tell you. There is much need in this season for you to be disciplined in the way in which you carry yourself, in the way in which you do things, in the way in which you go about your business, personal business, professional business. Discipline. What does that even mean? Well, it also means that we have to be cautious to not be scattered. We have to be cautious that you are not always trying to do things your way. If you continue to try to do things your way, you will isolate yourself. Because one thing that I have learned about the 9 of Pentacles, see, she is someone that in terms of her finances, one way or another, she will always make it work. One way or another, she will always make it work. Now, the problem is that oftentimes she finds herself alone in her journey. So she may not have all the money she desires right now, and all of a sudden it comes to her. You know, she's getting things done, but it's very difficult for her to find someone to walk the path with her. The path of truth, the path of loyalty, the path of consistency, the path of commitment. So, I invite you to take inventory. Take inventory of your current life. Take inventory of who you associate yourself with, who you are involved with, platonically, romantically, professionally. Who are you giving your energy to? Who are you investing in? Who are you, let's say, especially if you are a Gemini and a Libra, who are you really giving the best parts of you? You see, when we are not cautious, we could be bringing the best version of ourselves to the wrong stage, to the wrong crowd. And when we bring the best version of ourselves to the wrong stage in front of the wrong crowd, if we're not cautious, it will confuse us into thinking that we're not doing our best. And what I want you to recognize, what I want you to realize is that it's not that you are not doing your best, it's that you're doing your best in front of the wrong crowd. You might be trying to convince the wrong people. Do you hear me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? This is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. For you ever asking what card is this, please, it's the Nine of Pentacles. This is a particular card that invites us to really do hard work. But do hard work, be consistent, be loyal to yourself, but also enjoy the process. What is the purpose behind doing good things, bringing the best version of ourselves forward, and not enjoying the process? Because you're bickering, because you're fighting, because you're having tantrums, because you are, going through repeated breakdowns and breakdowns and breakdowns. You perpetuated these breakdowns because you fail to look at the truth that's before you. Another thing that I will have to say tonight to you is, stop trying to fix people. Stop trying to fix your mama. Stop trying to fix your latest project. Because your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is that you currently now feel inspired by is your latest project. Get out of your science lab. Because you can't fix anyone. You can't fix people. And for those of you that are fixers, you need to really sit down with yourself and try to ask yourself who it is that I'm really trying to fix. Am I trying to fix this latest project that just arrived in my life? And I feel so invested into this latest project, and I think and I make myself believe that I'm truly invested in this latest project? Or is it me trying to fix the person that I couldn't fix before? Is it me trying to fix my father through this new person? Is it me trying to fix my mother through this new person? Is it me trying to fix my daddy issue, my mama issue, my sibling issues with this new person? Who are you really trying to fix, baby? Who are you really trying to fix? In this season of balance, the balance, true balance can only come about with acceptance. Acceptance of the truth, acceptance of each person that you're dealing with from who they really are. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Is this making sense to you? So it is important that you, for example, you sit with yourself, you journal, or you meditate, or you pray, whatever it is that you do to connect with the source of your understanding. And for each scenario in your life right now that you're not happy with, I want you to take a sheet of paper and do 2 columns. On the left-hand side of the column, you will write the specific situation that you're not happy with. And below that situation, be specific about what it is about it that you're not happy with. And then on the right side of it, ask yourself the question, in order for me to better this situation and better myself, what is it about this that I need to change? What is it about this that I need to accept? Left-hand side of the column, the reality of the issue, the truth about the issue, not your fabricated truth, but the truth of the issue. On the right side, what is that I need to do about this situation in order to make it better? And oftentimes, making it better does not mean trying to fix it, but much more so letting it go, releasing it without guilt and without shame. Without guilt and without shame. The Nine of Pentacles says you're the one standing in the way of your prosperity and your growth because you're allowing your emotions to sit behind the wheel. You are allowing your emotions to take control. And whatever project you're working on right now, business endeavor, it will work. Trust me and believe it will, but it will only work with your discipline, with your consistency. This is a card that requires us to be consistent. This is a card that requires us to be disciplined in what we are investing ourselves into. Capiche? Understand? Entienden? Sí o sí? Let's move on. I took longer than I wanted to on that one, but it's an air season, is Libra season, so I wanted to. Next, let's go to the water signs. Let's go to the water signs, actually. Let's go to the water signs. That would be Cancer, that would be Scorpio, and that would be Pisces. Are you in the house tonight? Are you in the house tonight? Are you in the house tonight? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Are you in the house tonight? Okay. Vamos para allá. Let's go. Where are the Cancers? Where are the Scorpios? Where are the Pisces? I'm missing so many messages here. That's because what happened? Thank you, Mystique. Background. All right. Vamos allá. Let's see. Okay. For the water signs, we got the Two of Wands. We got the Two of Wands for the fire signs. We got the Two of Wands. We got the Two of Wands for the fire signs. Somewhere along the way, especially lately, you might have noticed that you have lost your footing, that you have lost your balance, that you have lost the rhythm of things in your life. And that's perhaps because you invested so much into other people, into family, into other situations, but you failed to make equal amount of investment in yourself. One rule of thumb for me, you don't have to agree. And God knows I'm always willing to be wrong. But let me tell you something. I cannot, or better yet, I should not invest myself more into other people than I do to myself, than I do into myself. If you invest more into other people than you do into yourself, you're starting off wrong already. If you are doing more for others than you are for yourself, something is bound to blow up. If you are giving more than you're giving to yourself, you're only setting yourself up for failure. Trust and believe. Reason number one. There's many reasons, but I'll give you one. Reason number one. There come a point where you give and give and give and give and give and give that you will be left empty. You're not replenishing. You're not putting back in. You're not making deposits into self to the point where you will leave yourself empty. So the Two of Wands shows up for the water signs because number one, this card shows up, Two of Wands, Two of Wands, and it's inviting you to a new beginning. But what does a new beginning really mean? We hear these terminologies and so much lately, especially with this with the social media world. New beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings, almost like a cliche. But what does a new beginning really mean for you, Cancer? What does a new beginning really mean for you, Scorpio? What does a new beginning really mean for you, Pisces? There cannot be any new beginnings until you have had acceptance of where you've been and where you're at right now. Because where you've been and where you're currently at will teach you vital, important lessons for where you're going. It's an Aries card, a fire sign card coming up for a water sign. Water and fire don't mix. The water will always put out the fire. So they say. Could it be that Aries is telling you, water signs, it's time for you to get your fire back? Could it be that Aries is telling you it's time to dream again? Remember, Aries is the baby. Aries is the beginning. Aries is fresh. Could it be that Aries, the Two of Wands, is inviting you to a new beginning? Could it be that Aries is inviting you to start fresh in your love life, because this is an Aries in Venus card specifically, if you want to learn? And even if you are married, even if you are in a good relationship, could it be that there still needs to be more investments emotionally into this current good relationship that you have, so it continues to grow and it doesn't become stagnant, and it doesn't stay stuck, and it doesn't jump in the hamster's wheel? Could it be that the Two of Wands is telling you there have been situations from your past that have left a bitter taste behind, and that bitter taste has robbed you the ability to start again, initiate again, do again, feel enthusiastic again? And Aries, through the Two of Wands, is telling you, start all over, start fresh, don't give up, lay down a new foundation, brainstorm new ideas. The moment, and this is a personal belief of mine, the moment you stop dreaming, you will stop living. The moment you stop dreaming, you will stop living. See, Aries don't usually, Aries does not ask for permission. Aries is a go-getter. Aries is a risk taker. Have you stopped taking healthy risks in your life? Are you still allowing the old pain to control where you're heading? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? It is important for you to gift yourself the freedom to go for it again, to go at it again, to pursue again. You have to. You have to. You should. You deserve it. You deserve it. And it might be in a new environment, it might be in a new place, it might be in a new job, it might be in a new relationship, it might be in a new city, in a new state, in a new country. I don't know. Just do not say no to new opportunities. Do not say no to new beginnings. Don't say no. Do you hear me? Let's move forward. Let's go into the fire signs. Let's go into the fire signs. So since we had a fire card here, let's go into the fire signs. That would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You're welcome, beloved. PD says, well, damn, spirit went after me sniper style with that 9 of uh, what can I say? The universe always knows. The universe always knows. Thank you so very much, TikTok land, for all those hearts. Thank you. Mucho, 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 mucho. Okay. Are there any fire signs in the house? No fire signs? I see nobody claiming fires here. All right, all right, all right, all right. Aries rising. Let's go, okay? No more fire signs here? Okay, KJ. Let's see. Okay. Try boogie. Oh, it's like that now. Okay. It's like that now. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups for the fire signs. Okay. I like it. I like it. But before I share with you the story about how your cup will overflow, about how your life will overflow, about how blessings will overflow, let's first start with how you need to make sure that you're setting healthy boundaries in your life so that your cup is being replenished, so that as it overflows, you're making sure that the group that you're in, the people that you surround yourself with, is pouring into you. Make sure they are pouring into you. If they're only taking and taking and taking, and you're only are giving and giving and giving, you're out of balance. And this season we're in Libra, and it calls for balance. See, I read in a different kind of style. I'm not going to tell you all my tricks, but I read in a different kind of style. It's not just about the card that came up. This card came up that may not even be a fire sign cup, and it's not. But this card came up, number one, the vibration of the actual card. Number two, the sign this particular card is in, and it's not a fire sign, but it's coming up for the fire signs. Number three, the season that we're in. We're in Libra season. So spirit is, and you got to know how those match, and you have to know how those combine, and you have to know what's the message behind when these three meet. Well, the message here in my experience is telling you, it's announcing, if you've been diligent, if you've been doing the work, if you've been consistent, if you've been loyal to your vision, listen, the cup will overflow and your life will overflow. But at the same time, it's also advising that you make sure that you are saving for a rainy day. You gotta save for those rainy days. And I'll tell you what, this is a card that I consider to be a card that represents abundance. It represents growth. You already heard my whole speech. If you were here in the intro, you heard my speech on growth. Well, guess what? It's also telling you that you need to be able to, excuse me, you need to be able to, or better yet, let me put it this way. You still need to do work around your relationship with money. You still need to do work with your relationship with finances, with abundance, with growth, with money, with prosperity. You need to do work around that. And in your particular case, there might be some ancestral imprint where some of your deceased loved ones did not have the best relationship with money and finances and growth, did not have the best relationship with abundance. Maybe they were people that weren't necessarily poor, eating off of trash cans and dumpsters, but the time period that they come from made it difficult for them to envision growth how you envision growth. It made it difficult for them to make big plans how you're making big plans. So sometimes their vibration, though not a bad one, not a negative one per se, not one that is of evil, out to hurt you type of end, but it can, when these particular ancestors come to you, come by you, come near you, they do can potentially, let's put it this way, they can potentially bring about in your life a dense energy. And because they did not have all the knowledge about growth and abundance and yada yada yada, their dense energy pierces your vision. It creates a dent in how you are trying to manifest certain things. So it is important for you to work with your ancestral vibration. This is why, and I must plug it in, your ass needs to be part of this year's ancestral elevation healing ceremony, because there are cords that need to continually be cut, but there is elevation of awareness, elevation of understanding, elevation of beliefs, elevate. See, I'm going to do lives about that. Because it's important to understand what we're elevating. Are we just elevating the spirit? No, we're not just elevating the ancestor that didn't know how to, didn't have a best relationship with money. No, we are elevating their understanding about money in the time period that they were around on earth. We're elevating their understanding about relationship, about love, if that's your case. Because this also drops into your own understanding about love, your own understanding about relationship, your own is it not overflowing? Is it not overflowing because you have control issues? Is it not overflowing because you always need to have the last word? Who else was like that? Your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your auntie? Is it not overflowing because you don't trust? Though this person has not done anything wrong to you, has never done anything to hurt you and betray you, then yet you still don't know how to trust. That is control. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Does this make sense to you? Come on, somebody. I'm going to stop talking until I hear you say something. Okay. So, it is important. Yeah, that's a big one, isn't it, huh? Not knowing how to trust is control. You see, we reduce it. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but let me tell you something. We reduce certain things by just the basic statements. I have trust issues. If you have trust issues, you also have control issues. Because in order for you to really walk and dive into the vibration of trust, you have to release control. You have to release control. You cannot have trust issues and not have control issues. Do you understand? This has been a teaching moment tonight, baby. can't say you can't say you never come into this space and never learn something. You can't say that. But you have to be willing to be open. Woo, I'm about to come for somebody's juggler. I don't know who you are, but Spirit knows who you are. And let me tell you what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, in order, some of you will grow when you allow your partner to make the decisions. Whoa! Flags are coming all around you right now. Oh, yeah. What? You allow your partner to make the decisions? Oh my God. You'd rather be raptured. Raptured. Oh, come to light. Open up. Take me. You'd rather be taken by that raptured bullshit than allow your partner to make decisions. That would be a sign of growth for you. That would be a sign of growth for you if you were allow your partner to make decisions without you trying to always prosecute it, evaluate it, inventory it, change it up. And I will even put it to you this way. Allowing to your partner to make the decisions, I'm not saying that their decision will be better than yours. I'm not saying that their decisions will be better than yours. But it is definitely about balance. It's about balance. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? It's about balance. 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 You can't win them all. Heck yeah, your control is blocking that area. Of course. Fear of getting hurt, fear of being betrayed, fear of being used, fear of being lied to, fear of going through re-experiencing the same things you experienced in the past. So therefore, I will control this issue. I know I'm not fully happy. I'm not completely happy. But if I control this space, at least I don't allow anything in. But let me tell you something. Let me tell your ass something. If that is the area of what that you are controlling, some of you have fallen into the erroneous role that you were not assigned to of playing God. Cry, baby. Cry. I want you to cry. You know why? So you can release it. Once it's out of your system, then you make room for new things to come in. Do you understand? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? It is imperative that you make room. I'm not even afraid of I'm not even afraid. I'm just tired of people trying to play with me when I'm trying to expand. Yeah, is right. Is right. I'm going to tell you what the problem is with that. In my opinion, the problem with that statement that you just shared with me, and I thank you for being vulnerable enough, number one, to share that with me, is that if you root yourself in that narrative, metaphysical energy, metaphysical spirituality teaches us that particular narrative will continue to prove itself right over and over and over and over and over and over again, because that is the narrative that you're subscribing to. And this is how it plays out. You say, I am not even afraid. I'm just tired of people trying to play with me when I'm trying to expand. If you missed Flow Glow, if you missed the intro, the beginning of this live, then you need to go back to it. You need to go back to it, because we touched on that a little bit. Growth, expansion cannot take place without attack, without temptation, without betrayal. And I explained earlier why. I'm not going to repeat myself again. Go back and watch it, I hope, and it'll make better sense to you. What I would like for you to consider, how the fact that because you've been betrayed over and over and again, and people have been trying to play with you over and over again, there is a subconscious understanding that other people that show up in your life will also play with you and betray you and what have you. And that particular understanding is what proves itself right over and over and over again, because that is the narrative that plays in your head. So you will prove yourself right, basically. And what I would like for you to consider is it that I'm tired of people trying to play me, or I have already convinced myself that people will always try to play me because I've always been a victim of people trying to play me? There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference there. Do you understand? Does this make sense to you? You don't have to agree with me. I just would like for you to consider this possibility. And then taking a deeper dive into your situation, and I don't even know all the ins and outs of your situation. So this is a preliminary or premature observation. I would invite you to also do a deeper dive as to the historical accounts, events, experiences of your mother, of your grandmother, of your auntie, of the one that never got married, or the one that got married 3 times and got divorced 3 times, or the one that got betrayed over and over and over and over again by the person that she was in love with. Let's talk about that. And if that is to be true in your experience, much ancestral healing is necessary to continue cutting those cords. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? It's very important. All right, let's move on. Last but certainly not least, earth sign. Where are the earth signs? Where are my fellow earth signs? That would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Are you in the house tonight? Thank you so much. Keep them hearts coming. Yeah, yes. Thank you. Are there any earth signs in the house esta noche, tonight? Hey, my goddaughter. Goat girl, Capricorn girl. Eh, Taurus in the house. Double tourism. Candela pollito asado. En el nombre de Dios. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I do. I'm actually streaming from TikTok over here as well. And of course, we have an earth sign card for the earth signs. Isn't that funny to me? Yeah. Let me see, because I can't even read these damn letters. It's so small. Alafia, Alafia, blessings to you. And Taurus. Hello. All right. So, our earth signs, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles for the earth signs. This is a Virgo card. It's a Virgo card. Okay. All right. When we look at the Eight of Pentacles, eight is a master number. We have a Virgo card coming up for the earth signs. And we are in Libra season. Well, one thing the Eight of Pentacles teaches us is about consistency, discipline, order, not doing things half-assed, not being sloppy, not giving up too soon. And it's about perfecting your work. There is no such thing as perfection, and we Virgos suffer from perfectionism. But the repetitive aspect, the repetitive nature of consistent work perfects my work to the best of my human abilities. Human abilities. The more you do it, 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 the more there comes a point where no one can come and tell you that you didn't do it right. When you have reached a level where you can do what you do basically in your sleep, then you know you've put in the hours. Then you know you've paid your dues. Then you know you have worked that muscle. Now, hear me out. It is also true, again, through the vibration of this particular card. It is also true that Spirit says, know how to tell when you have given so much into one specific thing that it's time for you to move on, that it's time for you to graduate, that it's time for you to expand. that it's time for you to give yourself permission to grow. Do you hear me? Know when is the time to move on. Because all that you could have done in this particular space, you've done it. So no more growth will come at this current level. Growth will come when you invite the new level. Oh, but the new level requires what? Trust. The new level requires what? Getting familiarized with new territory, new environment, new levels, new devils, new people. And sometimes we can sit too comfortably in what's familiar. Sometimes it can be very uncomfortable for you to step out of your comfort zone. Trust me, I know this. Don't I know? But that is also what growth is about. Do you hear me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Spirit is saying for the earth signs, now is not the time to give up. Number one. Number two, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it until you're able to do it in your sleep. Number three, know when you have already exhausted all of your resources in that particular area. You have perfected all that could be perfected in that particular level, and give yourself permission to grow by trusting the process, trusting yourself, trusting your ability, trusting your knack, trusting your expertise, trusting the hours put into, trusting your work. But guess what else is the Eight of Pentacles telling us? You know where you've been, you know where you're at. Your problem is getting to know who you should become. You don't trust easily. And because you don't trust easily, doors want to open and you keep them shut. Invitations come in and you don't show up because you are afraid of the unknown. You are afraid of what's behind that door. And your guardian angel and your spirit guides and your ancestral vibration is telling you until you don't open the door, you won't find out. I'm not going to give you a preamble of what's behind the door. You need to be able to open the door and trust that what you have been ushered into has been divinely blessed for you. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? You have to trust the process. You have to trust the process. Especially during this season, especially during these times we're living in, especially during this particular time period that we're in which, you know, so much has been challenged. Our abilities are being challenged, our expertise has been challenged, our knowledge has been challenged, our experience has been challenged, our awareness is being challenged. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Your beliefs are being challenged. What you stand for is being challenged. Our ancestral knowledge is being challenged. And whether you recognize it or not, whether you think it's a whole bunch of woo-hoo, wah-ha-ha, and a whole bunch of crap, let me tell you something. There is definitely a spiritual warfare going on right now. There is a spiritual warfare going on right now. And this spiritual warfare that's going on is trying to keep you blind. It's trying to convince you that you don't know what you know. It's trying to make you believe that you are powerless. And baby, our ancestors ain't having it. They are fighting hard. And you should too. Whether you are of African descent specifically, whether you are a native. At the end of the day, the natives were the original Africans. But I mean, I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Not tonight. It is important that you understand and you know which truth you're standing on. It is my deepest, profound, sincere prayer that tonight's downloads were relevant, affirmatory, supportive, and enlightening to your path. Sit with these messages, journal, meditate on them, see what shows up for you. Because unless you allow it, I repeat, unless you allow it, no one, absolutely no one can stop you. No one can stop you. Nobody can stop you. The only person that can stop you is you. Okay? I love you all. Look into the this year's 6th annual Ancestral Elevation Healing Ceremony, which will be on November the 2nd, on the day of All Souls Day. All the information you need to know about this particular upcoming event is in the link in my bio. If you are on Instagram, click the link in my bio, go to the first tab, and go sign up right now while it's still in the discounted rate, okay, before it goes up to its original price. Sign up now. There are payment options. It shouldn't be difficult, okay? Times are hard, but they're not impossible. And God knows you spend $100 on other things that you don't need, things that don't break you free, things that do not uplift your spirit, things that does not help your journey, things that does not enlighten you, things that do not strengthen you, things that does not support your path. So make an investment in yourself. Make an investment in yourself. This year's ancestral healing ceremony, it's going to be exactly how Spirit wants it to be, specifically prescribed for us, for the times in which we are living in and the times that we are about to journey into. So I will have this in the I will have the link in the description box of this video on YouTube. The link is in my bio on Instagram and for my TikTok family. Um, if you have IG, go over there and go click the link in my bio, and you will go to it. If not, I'll find other ways to be able to. Um, I will find other ways to see how I put it over here on Technical Talk Land. Other than that, have a blessed rest of your evening or day or whatever time zone you're in. I will see you next week for sure for next week's Tarot Tuesday, but I will definitely try to come on live before then, so that I can share more with you about the importance and the need for ancestral elevation, ancestral reverence, ancestral recognition, decoding, upgrades, and what have you. Okay? So much love to each and every one of you. Please be cautious, be careful, take care of yourself, because there's a whole lot of shenanigans going around in these streets. Okay. See you soon. Share, share, share. Tag, tag, tag. Oh.